From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight, the final dress rehearsal, week 3 of the preseason. And we got a good matchup on tap, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Miami Dolphins. Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And in recent seasons, he's really elevated his game and become one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL when he's out there leading his squad. He completed over 72% of his passes last season, which led the league, and he's looking to be even better in this season.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Chad Muma brings him down on that one defensively.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll run here with the rookie. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Tua going to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now Tua. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Looking to pass. Tua. That is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
Yeah, it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Oh, look at the juke. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And we've seen the flashes throughout his 4 years in the league, but he's coming off an injury-riddled season where he only played 10 games. Has to eliminate the costly turn.
That is caught by a diving Thomas. Did a good job to get him to the ground quickly right there at the 36-yard line.
And the Jaguars
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up
On second down, ETN once more. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 23 yards. That's good for a Jaguars.
Snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop, and now if they can get in the end zone here. Oh, he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
A carry here for the big tight end. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
At the 37-yard line.
Straight ahead, ETN. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
That's good for our Jaguars. First down.
Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Lawrence on the sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. going for it. Here's ETN. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they'll go again with ETN. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 57 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 2. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Dances by him. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to rule through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something, because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Able to slither by. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
That is Josh Hines-Allen getting in there to bring him down. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 and a Tyreek for the Miami first.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Up the middle, H.N. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now a toss right side, H.N. with it. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle it behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Here's Tua. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
First down. 1st and 10.
In motion, Hill. A run straight ahead with H.N. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
The tackle made.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Here is 3rd and 5.
And it's 3rd down.
From midfield now, Lawrence. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. Miami set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, yeah, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. Achane here. They stay on the ground. And caught down. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Running left, Achane. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Tua on the bootleg here. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Tua going to run the sneak. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Achane gets it from the gun. And some room to work. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
It's a gain of 33. That's another Dolphins first down.
On 1st down, back to Achane. Brought down at the 20.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Jaguars 20-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Achane. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 74 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run, Achane. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Thomas brings it in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Lawrence. Open man, this is Brenton Strange, the tight end. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing, the O-line coach will.
7-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Dolphins offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
That's a gain of 7.
They'll run for it with Achane. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 85 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Again, it's Achane. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. In motion left, Hill. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Tua sets up to pass it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back to the ground, Achane. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Devin Boyd on the stop. 1-yard gain.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They hold everything because Darren Waller, the tight end, appears to be injured on that play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They complete it to Hill. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down. The kick by Sanders is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And ETN going to have a Jags 1st down up near the 40-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they're just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 2nd and 7. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 3rd and 5. Now Lawrence to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
First and 10.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Back to the ground with Etienne. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, it didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Jaguar first down.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
That's good for a Jaguars first down.
Looking to throw Lawrence to the goal line, but it's incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Brian Thomas as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here rather than down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 2nd and a couple.
Out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
In motion, Hill. From the gun, it's Tua. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller. So a tight one so far, 1-point game at the break as we check in with Scott Hansen in our halftime report. Scott.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Lawrence will throw. Complete to Washington. Here comes third down and 7.
To Parker Washington. It's a gain of 4. Makes it
Lawrence.
7.
And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
3 plays.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now, both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That is Josh Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Now ETN to start the drive. Shifts by him. Travis Etienne racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 82 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in this third quarter. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lawrence and the Jags offense staying out there. They'll go for 2 here.
The Jaguars will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And this will be caught as they convert here for 2.
Jaguars 27. Dolphins 20.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
33-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
They'll give this to Etienne. They needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that?
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I'll guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the Dolphins' 23-yard line.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
First down. A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Lawrence running right on the option. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
16 yards. That's another Jaguars first down. 1st and goal.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been skipped.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Jaguars have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give them back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
34. Dolphins.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. In motion is Westbrook Akina. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
That's good for a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Wright. And he is going to lose yardage here. That is Joshua Hines-Allen getting in there to bring him down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now Tua. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
The throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Straight ahead, ETN. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. To the right side and complete to Washington. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Lawrence on the sneak. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
A pickup of 2 yards.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
And a yard at the 41-yard line.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
That's another Jaguars 1st down.
A carry here for the big tight end. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2nd and 7.
17-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
Draw play, ETN. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline.
You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
For the Jaguars.
A nice little juke. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. Miami's offense set and ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He's forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to pass. Tua. Wright's got it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Tua going to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a 1st down.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. And he'll get about 5 here, so take this down inside the 20-yard line. Here now, second and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
Option play, and Wilson's going to run with it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard.
Brings up second and 1 at the 4-yard line.
Go get him, go get him, go get him.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on second and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Dolphins are going to be set up with a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wright is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 3-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. A first throw for the backup, Wilson. Touchdown, Dolphins! Jalen Wright from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Second down and 3.
To number 15. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second.
Now the former Syracuse man, LaQuinn Allen. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
First down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Out of the gun now on third down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at the 18. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game. And Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Washington. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. A give up the middle to right. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. There's Wilson to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Dwayne Eskridge, 42 yards. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
That's another Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Second and 9 now. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Watching that play unfold, watching him complete it, brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll set up a throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal, Jacksonville.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Bigsby is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Allen. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! Johnny Munn, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Jaguars will add to their 4th quarter lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done, because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
For the Jaguars.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So the Dolphins now down by 10, 2:25 remaining. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wilson. They'll find that over the middle. It's Washington. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. In motion right here, Washington. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he'll get it out near the 35, right at the 34 here.
A gain of 4 yards.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
First and 10.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll fake it on a jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
35-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now Wilson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Wilson to throw. And that's complete to Brown. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
16 yards. And the Dolphins first down.
There's Wilson. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
16 more yards. That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing now is Wilson. He's going to launch it for Washington. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. Could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
2nd down and 10.
To throw again is Wilson. His throw incomplete. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. He'll try and do this himself. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
At the 24-yard line. A 9-yard gain on the play. It's now 4th down and 1.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
13 yards on the play. That's another Dolphins.
Out of the gun. Here's a give to Wright. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense can miss too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So with an even 30 seconds to go, everything will come down to this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From South Florida, good night, everybody.